So I love Nightreign, I do, and while I am a little bit critical that the latest DLC was a bit bare bones, I really do like the new characters. Undertaker is simple, clean, and violent, and Scholar, I just love that old guy. The guy just doesn't want to be old. That's relatable. I respect the shit out of that. And even though his kit is overloaded as F, with his parry, his ultimate treading allies and sharing damage, and his incredibly deep consumables passive, he just brings out the most passive pillow princess in me. I just like to sit back and ring my bell again and again and again, while my more competent teammates do all the work on my behalf. But that got me thinking, Pillow Princess Scholar? In Elden Ring? Could I beat the base game while only ringing bells and letting my teammates do all the work? The rules are simple. I am only allowed to do damage with my bell. I am allowed to use both Summon Signs and Spirit Ashes. This is encouraged actually. I am allowed to buff myself and allies as long as it does not deal damage to the enemy or heal my allies. This is an any percent. Defeat the Elden Beast and become the Elden Pillow Princess. I'm not interested in Melania healing while I do negative damage. So, I think you can beat Elden Ring as Pillow Princess Scholar. Let's get started. We start off with the Astrologer as it has both relevant stats for the bell and starts off with our outfit for the run. We name ourselves Skaher and not Skalher because that sounds too much like Scald Her, and honestly I do not like the sound of that. Let's not and say we didn't because we did not. So leaving the Church of Anticipation, the Grafted Scion tries to get in our business.
I'd really prefer to just talk about my upcoming project, me running through that window.
We get our flasks and take our first steps into Limgrave. We make our way past the Church of Ella so that we can run into our fellow Nightfarer Duchess. She gives us a whistle to call Torrent and offers us an accord. But I don't know how to play the accordion. Sorry, but it's just bells and whistles with me. My kindred Pillow Princess Ronnie is back at Ella, and she offers me a Spirit Calling Bell. Thanks. Pillow recognize Pillow. On the secret path of the Liurnia, some wolves almost killed me, but I'm fine with that. It gave me an idea for later. Duchess ruins our tempo and offers to bring us to the Round Table Hold. There, we convince Master Huge to take on sad rich girl Rodrika to become our spirit tuner. And then we can finally leave and get our hands on the raid calling bell. So,
First bell!
It doesn't do a lot of damage. It scales with both int and fate, but not by a lot. It does deal magic damage and has amazing tracking, but it's slow and locks us in place. And while it doesn't consume loads of stamina and FP, it consumes enough and can leave us in a rough spot if we abuse it. While testing out against Margaret, it doesn't perform terribly, but because the damage is so low, running out of FP is a real possibility. Just to test the scaling without committing, we pick up the Two Fingers Talisman for that cute little bump in faith, and 74 damage versus 68 from earlier, well, fuck. Despite the low damage and Margaret killing our dogs,
You are a stone-cold atrocity.
God, it feels good to finally be on the other side of that. We managed to kill her and open up Stormfell. But no castle for now, it's time to do some setup. At the Weeping Peninsula, we pick up the Fate Not Crystal Tear for 10 extra faith, 2 Sacred Tears, and then make our way into the Tombsward Catacombs to grab us the Grave Glavort 1 and 2. We have our dogs help us murder a Cemetery Shade and get Luteal for later. Spoiler, we do not use him. We get the doggies up to +2 and make our way through the front gate of Stormville. Rather unsuccessfully. This will be easier for me than working the back door. I'm a Pillow Princess after all. It's not that easy though. Not that easy. I try to talk to Lady Boss Raider, but these gosh darn birds are being dicks. Never mind, let's just go ring shit to whatever Godric's supposed to be. This fella freaks the fuck out of me. It's not just that he's grafting, it's that he's stealing, taking, and murdering just to get the body parts. I don't like non-consensual organ harvesting, like a weirdo. The disgust though, it's not enough to follow me through, and I decide to come back later. In hindsight, I probably should have just gotten Lady Boss Raider to help me out instead of abandoning her. For some reason, I decided to go to patches. I fought Nereus. Yeah, it might not look like it right now, but the bell isn't bad for most NPCs. It's slow and frustrating, but it follows them and will periodically interrupt them. Anyway, we fight Patches, and I spare him because I felt bad when he pleaded for his life. Video games make people violent? Do they? No, I don't think they do. I think there just might be something wrong with you. You will never have me saying anything nice about a Rune Bear. But I love how the enemies designed to chase you on horseback are awful to fight on foot too. Like you just made them unfun for every occasion, and that's fine. We grab the Flask of Wondrous Physic, dash into Caelid, get the unpassable Great Bridge Site of Grace, and then make our way into the Caelid Catacombs for the Grave Glovewort 3, 4, and 5. Back at Liurnia, we grab the Academy Glintstone Key, the Jellyfish Shield. Spoiler, despite putting points into wielding it, we don't use it. We grab the Intelligence Not Crystal tier, but we are not done yet. We speak to Raya and she tells us that a man whose name is, get this, Bog plus the back half of Yogurt. And he stole her necklace. What? His name is Bogart and not Boggart? You don't have a ghost of a chance in convincing me it's not Bog Yogurt. We say a lot of Patches. Ah! We get the necklace back from Bog Yogurt, and with our invitation secured, we have to pick up the Dectus medallion halves. That's one, and that's another. I wanted to murder the big dragon so bad. Like so bad. But there's no way in the confines of this run to do it. So no Dragicide for me, I guess. With the just now one Dectus medallion, we ride the elevator up to Altus Plateau, and Raya gives us a lift to Volcano Manor. I'm not here for a long stay, I just use it to quickly grab Golden Vow and run away from Anastasia and a virgin. Well, they could all be virgins, I don't know who's fucking. At the Galmar's Hero's Grave, we gathered a Grave Glovewort. Sorry, we went to grab the GG spot killed by a skeleton instead, and then we died to the chariot. For feck's sake, I know it's been a while, but it's not been that long, calm the fuck down. I eventually made my way down to grab the grave, warts and all, and feck off! The second trip, well, fourth trip, let's be the last piece, and we are finally free. Of Gelmir, we grabbed a gold pickled foulfoot from the foot of the first steps, then it's off to 13 Reasons Why, a Man and His Horse. This is either the easiest thing or the worst thing, and right now it's the easiest thing. 26 Reasons Why, and we have made 54,599 runes. I think it's worth it. We Spirit Tune our wolves to +7, little overkill TBH, and we grabbed a Finger Seal. We take on Demi-Human Queen Gillica and die. Holy shit, we are so frail. And being frail and locked in animations that do small amounts of damage too. Sure babes, with the Ritual Sword Talisman, hopefully we can do a lot more damage going forward. So Godric comparatively melts, the dogs do a lot more damage, and we do 102, what was it before we left? 64. So we leveled our stats, we used the Physic Flask for both +10 Int and Fate, Golden Vowed, and have the Ritual Sword Talisman, and our damage has increased by roughly 60%. So yeah, that damage is not really ever going to get much better. It was enough to kill Godric at least, so we can grab his Great Rune. We will need it, I guess. And now we can take on Radahn. And yeah, I'm a bit rusty. It's a good thing I forgot to add my Great Rune. We try Radahn again and on our own first, as I want to get advantage on our damage, and yeah, barely 75% health left and we are out of FP. Nothing we can't handle. With an army whittling him down, this is barely an endurance test. We do run out of FP and have to use a Starlight Shard. I may be a Pillow Princess, but a Pillow Princess always finishes for her wards. Radahn decides to lie down, but like a good Pillow Princess, he leaves a gaping hole, and I don't know how long I can keep this bit up. It hurts to say these things sometimes. Let's ignore the hole for now. Instead, I'm thinking ahead in case we need to access a DLC. I head to the Second Church of America to get the Purifying Tear. And did you know, if you haven't progressed Yura's questline, a Sanguine Noble is here instead. Madness. We speak to Yura at Limgrave and then help him in Liurnia. Ring that bell, ring that bell. Nice. Then, back in the Second Church of America, we try and fight Eleonora fairly. No, fuck it. This time we 13 reasons why for the tier. That's 39 reasons why you should like and subscribe. Come on. Come on. We then head down to Nightreign, grab the Ghost Glove Ward's Picker Bell Bearing for later. Then we grab the Great Shield Warrior Ashes. It's actually just our friend Guardian, but in a Loco Roco type situation. We fight the Mimic tier, but the fake Scholar doesn't have a bell, and that seems like a fake me problem and not a real me problem. We level up our Loco Roco Guardian Ashes to +7 and make our way to fight the Draconic Tree Sentinel. I thought this was gonna be harder than this. Guardian can keep up with him very well, and every so often, the Draconic Tree Sentinel will lose aggro so we get free damage. After not a very long time, we kill him first try. It's a bit sloppy when I got too overconfident, but he's a fucking tree. Or is he? Yeah, I'd say he's a 6. In the capital, we jump across the roof to get to the Falcon balcony on the ground. Then get one shot by Linda Knight. Thank you. Drop into the sewers, activate the underground roadside grace, but we are not there for long. At Carrion Manor, we summon Guardian against Loretta's spooky ghost, and they did grand. Scholar and Guardian are the best of friends, but every time we summon them, we end up killing horses, one steed at a time.
You are a stone-cold atrocity.
Maybe we need a new friend. Ronnie introduces us to her entourage. There's E.G., the feminist. He wholly and utterly supports Ronnie. Blyde, who, despite being Ronnie's shadow, we never see the two interact. And Sullivan, who is the most misogynistic person in the lands between, but also her neighbor.
But why?
We head on over to Sullivan's Rise, and like a creep, he gives us a potion to roofie Lady Boss Raider, but I'm not gonna do that. Instead, I grab the closest seedbed curse, get the sewer jail key off of Stinky Welder, and then we head to the prison to release him. Luckily, we have not progressed Bog Yogurt's questline. When Stinky Welder invades us, Bog Yogurt is fine and dandy. So, Raya is free to have her necklace stolen again if that is what she chooses to do with her time. However, Stinky Welder gets the worst case of crabs I have ever seen. Yeah, and then after that he wants us to defile him, which I do not wish to do that. Instead, I'm just gonna...
I'm gonna leave my number with reception. I know you're a bad man, but I find you strangely attractive. I think I could change you.
Good on you, mate.
With Stinky Welder now having partook of the potion, we have to get Celavis to like us, which is yucky. We collect a few Starlight Shards, more than a few. A few and a bit. Okay, so we have to buy a human puppet to prove that we're not a narc. Slippery slope. But eventually, he believes us and we can buy back our Stinky Welder. Celavis believes so much that we are not a narc that he tells us his plan to make another potion, one to steal the will of another woman, his neighbor Ronnie. We grab the Amber Starlight Shard for him, and then we get the Magic Scorpion Charm. We have endangered Ronnie, but we get a boost to our magic damage. I say it'll be grand. Now, let's go back to pretending we don't know who Celavis is again. So, we need to level up Stinky Welder, and the fastest way to do that is to help Ronnie. Back in Nightreign, we grab the Mimic Tier Ashes, then jump out the wrong window, run back to grab our runes, jump through the right window, which is the window on the left in this case, grab the Finger Slayer Blade and the Great Ghost Ward. We give the blade to Ronnie, then use the portal in Renna's Rise to the Ainzel River. We grab the Ghost Ward Bell Bearing 2 and the Ghost Ward 9 above and the 8 below, just in time to die. We level Stinky Welder to +7, but we run out of runes. That's not a total bust. Back at the capital, we get the Ritual Shield Talisman, and then take on the Shade of Godfrey. So, attempt 1 is a bit of a wash. We get a bit trigger happy because Godfrey is like really obsessed with Stinky Welder, and we have no stamina, so Godfrey just decides it's time for this Pillow Princess to shut his eyes. Attempt 2 goes by a lot better. We make sure not to waste all of our stamina in one place. And while Wilder goes down, we are able to bully the first Elden Lord like he's the second or third Elden Lord or something. Against Margaret, we summoned Duchess to help us fight against her. Despite Wilder and Duchess doing good work, I decided to get impaled by a sword and just fucking die. Attempt 2 goes a lot better, but it gets dicey for my allies. Stinky Wilder goes down, but Duchess is just nimble enough to survive. And though Margaret sees the kill on me, she runs into my bell blasts and that ends the fight. With a new medallion and a newer destination, we head back to Roderica and get Stinky Wilder to level 10. Now, I think it's reasonable to say, since I never end up using the Jellyfish Shield, I should probably reallocate the dex and strength points I use, right? Wrong! Though Wilder and I kill one of my most hated bosses, this fucking dog.
You are a stone cold.
No, I'm not. Feck off. On the way to the Queen, we dodge the ball, struggle to dodge this guy, and then we actually get to fight the Queen. And, yeah.
Oh no, I already hate this.
Wilder just won't attack Renala, and my bell only does about 20-ish damage depending on the boss. Stinky Wilder just keeps killing these things, the kids, you know the ones. So after a while of just doing minimal damage, I decided enough is enough and progress Revenant's quest. Here she is having girl dinner eating Radon's corpse off a charcuterie board. Such a girly girl. Then again, here she is having a nice girly bath at unreasonable temperatures. And like all girly girls, she leaves us a note outside the murder mansion saying she's going hiking. Let's leave her to it and talk to her later. We fight the Avatar in North Liurnia and get the magic shredding physic tier. Past the Forbidden Lads, they know who they are. We get the rush of the Blackblade Kindred encounter. Hate this fight, love the theatrics if that makes sense. Yura is no longer you, he's now me. That me is now Shibiri. Which reminds me, if I do the madness route, he will help me against Horalu. But I don't want some mad samurai helping me, I want Lady Boss Raider. Let's get her to join us. We speak to some blonde boy named Kenny H, and then go to Fort Height. Kenny H wanted us to rid the place of any knights, so we just let Wilder go wild. Oh my god, do you think that's what I call him that? Back at Kenny H, he thanks us for our dues and says that we have to help choose a new leader for Limgrave. Now, we think that Lady Boss Raider would be good for the job, so we talked to her at the round table, and then again at the Albinoric village, where she and I take down an Omen killer. Back at the round table hold, Lady Boss Raider isn't feeling too hot, so we have to head to the Chapel of Anticipation. Wow, okay, you're still here. That's awkward. And we can't summon, so it's a 1v1. Rude. After that, we grabbed a Stormhawk King Ashes and give them to Lady Boss Raider. After a lot of turning the game on and off, eventually Kenny H, Lady Boss Raider, and Gastok for some reason, we haven't interacted much this game, are in the throne room. With that out of the way, we head off to the mountaintop of the giants. Remembering that instead of tempting the big scary dog, we can use a Spirit Spring. We then ignore Okina. Away, we do not want your rivers of blood today. With the Site of Grace taken, it's time to fight the Fire Giant. Luckily, Revenant's summon sign is in the boss room, so summoning her won't give the already super tanky boss yet more tank. So attempt 1, would you believe I was tabbed out here? So our damage isn't bad, it's high in phase 1 as long as we aim for the bad foot. Plus we have a lot of FP now, so even though we would have a hard time ending this on our own, we can support Revenant and Stinky Wilder pretty well. Not that Wilder is doing a whole lot, but by the time we get to phase 2, we have already taken more stray hits than we have flasks, and now we are in 1-hit territory. Second attempt, I do a little goof. Attempt 3 though is golden and we destroy the giant's first phase, or Revenant does, she's pretty strong. We just ring the bells while our allies do all the work. Eventually Revenant uses her high fate scaling to blow up the fire giant, and with that we are free to show Duchess what we got from the giant.
No.
Scholar!
Put them down!
Oh, I am so sorry, Duchess. I just wanted to show you my new remembrance. I wake up, my throat still hoarse from all the screaming, and here I am, the crumbling city of Faramazula, our greatest test. Now, it's not the run through. Surprisingly, that's easy, nothing really got too aggressive with us, and we safely made it to the Dragon Temple Transept Grace. Here, we get to take on the Corella Divils. I wasn't too worried. Between Wilder and Bernal, like Burn All, and he's a volcano guy? Coincidence? Probably, yeah. Anyways, I FFIX'd that at the end. Ugh, whatever, I wanted a second attempt anyway, without our pesky rune arc weighing us down. The three of us work as a team, and the bell tolls for all of Cruella's divils. We run and jump through the rest of the gauntlet. I almost got Spearoed and Pikachoo'd, but we are just lucky enough to make it to the Bridge Grace with minimal scarring. So we can't fight the Draconic Tree Sentinel, or I don't want to, so we gotta just run in and quit out. So this is the fight I have been worried about all game. The Beast Clergyman. Phase 1 is a cakewalk. Stinky Wilder is tanky as fuck, and my bell provides enough grabbed attention that we can juggle the aggro very well. Also, the bell doesn't really allow for the stance bar to go down, so we will occasionally get stance breaks for some free damage. But Phase 2 is Malekith the Black Blade. He not only deals heavy physical and holy damage, but will also deal percentage based damage, which it doesn't matter how tanky a summon is, or you is, it will cut through your health the same. So after a few untimely demises, I decided that maybe a summon from the DLC might help. We begin Vare's questline. Kill Magnus the Beastclaw with so much ease, head back to the Church of Anticipation to get some blood on the cloth for some hopefully non-sexual reasons. She's been dead as long as I've known her. Again, not gonna yuck someone's yum, but you should get why that's wrong. Ugh, so awkward. Vare tries to teach us the pull my finger joke, but I fuck it up so bad. I was supposed to fart, but instead I just screamed. But with that, we can finally teleport to Mogwin's Palace. This place is only really scary when you're trying to buy off the traveling merchant. Sir, be quick, I don't have time to dilly and or dally. Mohg. I forgot about that entrance. Also, his actor is amazing in Our Flag Means Death. Right, so like Malekith, Phase 1 isn't dangerous. We can burst a word here used incorrectly. But with Stinky Wilder's Bleed, Phase 1 goes through quickly enough. Phase 2 is another problem though. Thanks to the Purifying Physics, his phase transition doesn't destroy me. It actually doesn't do anything to Wilder either, but the heal is very oppressive. Mohg gets his health back and Wilder's health just keeps depleting. No, I suppose I could just keep carrying on the fight after he dies, and I do, but I'm quite frail, and again, the bell kind of locks me in place, so even Mohg's slow, easily telegraphed attacks can hit us if we're in range of them, and yeah, a lot of Mohg's attacks fire him across the scene. I start using Lord's Heal to keep my health up. This is fine with Stinky Wilder, he can't be healed for some reason, but I am very reliant on my ritual shield talisman to stay alive, so topping up my health is super important, especially with a boss who covers the area with chip damaging blood flame. Eventually we got Mohg Shackle so that we can get more free damage in Phase 1. That way Wilder can stay healthy, and eventually I did try using the pot throwing puppet, Naked and Afraid Scholar, which includes investing time in runes, in procuring ghost wards and then leveling them up. But yeah, this isn't much help either. While he can inflict tons of status ailments, he isn't tanky enough or consistent enough with his pot distributions. I think we gotta forget about pot and focus on our Stinky Wilder. So the winning attempt looks a lot like this. Golden Vow in the beginning. Ring that fucking bell, use the shackles twice, timing the second one for just before his phase transition. During the transition, use another Golden Vow next to Wilder. Hold your nose because he stinks. If every time a bell rings, an angel gets its wings, then I have given a fuck ton of angels their wings, even if they didn't deserve them. I can't help but feel responsible for the state of Mohg. So even if the fight is long, and even if Stinky Wilder dies, we will ring the bell as the Lord of Blood's death knell. Don't think about all the more angels we gave wings to. Don't worry yourself. Okay, just distract yourself with all the runes. We can finally access the DLC. We traverse the Graveside Plains, climb down to a marsh, jump up into a castle, go through a tunnel, picking up a spell with a hint of desperation, make it Raoh based, run past the area we were actually heading to, and get killed by a golem. Reclaim our runes, not that it matters, and delve into Telu's Forge for the Spirit Ashes. Who cares if we died after moving the big thingy? I didn't care to go back, would you? No, I didn't think Telu. Recluse. Bit of a stretch. could do this. She died very easily on our first attempt. So second attempt, I decided to invalidate the run to see if Recluse could beat Malakath. With some healing help, no, absolutely not, Recluse gets shredded by Malakath. We got to go back to Stinky Welder, but it's a no-go either. Welder can't be healed, so there's no problem there in validating the run. Unless I wanted to use a weapon, I could do that, though just not me using it. Last thing we can try is the Mimic Tier. Since this is going to be another double Scholar, I think thematically I'll have to get my favourite weapon as Scholar, Anspur Rapier with Freezing Mist. I delve into the DLC, grab some runes to fund this little project. We even take on the Dragonkin Soldier of Noxtella at the Ainsel River for the last great Ghost Ward in the base game. The bell looks deceptively good here, it's a lie. At least the ward isn't dull. We also kill a rotten avatar here for yet more runes. So since the Mimic Tier is a mimic of me, I'm not tanky, so it is not tanky. I even try to cheat the run, but I'm shit at it. I'm really just throwing things at the board here to see if they'll stick at this point. I'm starting to think they won't. Only thing we can do now is grab the tanky gear, rebrand our Scholar clone as pre-Ozempic Executor. This involves killing 2 Omens for Moog's Rune, which will buff my Spirit Ashes if there is a bleed around them. Murdering 2 of Executor's old pals for their gear, grabbing the Golden Braid from the DLC for that extra holy resistance, and the Crimson Amber Medallion +1 for extra health. Then killing Renala so we can respec. I tried Recluse and Pre-Ozempic Executor, but they just wouldn't attack her. So after 2 disappointing hours, I gave up.
Turns out I gave up easy. You hear that, bitches? I gave up so easy.
This is as far as we go. I don't think you realize how easy I thought this was going to be. And for the most part it was, until Malakath. Other creators have beaten the game with only spirit summons, and I could look to them for guidance, but then that wouldn't be me or my foot forward. It would be someone else's. So no, I don't think you can beat Elden Ring as Pillow Princess Scholar. Or do I? I want you to meet Swiftgreen, or as we'll be calling him, Cunty Executor. From the depths of despair, he offers me a gift from my homeland to pull me back up. What's another player if not a summon? With my remembrance complete, I formulate a plan. There is an item which can interrupt certain moves from Malakath called the Blasphemous Claw. Now Bernal from the Cruella's DeVille fight drops it when he invades you in Farmazula. However, he won't invade while Rykard is still alive. And killing Rykard with a spirit summon doesn't seem doable, at least not from a pretty bell-ringer's perspective. So Cunty Executor, it's up to you. And yeah, this is a little harder than it looks. We're using the co-op mods, but still summoning an allies increases the health of enemies a lot. So the enemies have more health, but I still do a pitiful amount of damage. I can do a few thousand over the course of a few minutes, but this is all on Executor. Realistically, all I'm doing is keeping up stance pressure. The Wraiths do about 3 stance damage, which isn't a lot, but it's consistent, and it stops the stance pressure from decreasing. So even though it's not a lot, we do get a lot of stance breaks. Eventually we kill Rykard and his massive snake, not a euphemism surprisingly, and Bernal will invade us, and he does so, and we claim the Claw. Payback time. Okay, I wasn't ready, Jesus, stop it dog boy. So this is my first time using the tool and it is so fun. Right into the stinky breath. So fucking weird that this is a niche item that only works against the second phase of a particular boss. Executor thinks I'm too pure for this, so he takes Malakath out back to put him out of our misery. We touch the forbidden pussy and unbind death. Oh, the Ashen Capital.
It's the same. It's not. Actually, something terrible happened.
Now, all that is left to do is clear the last 3 bosses. So, Cunty Executor has a thing for Dilfs, which I love and respect, but it's not the vibe when he keeps kissing Gideon, and I don't know if Gideon's into it. Attempt 1 gets away from us, but attempt 2, it's all in the bells. I have a lot of range, like a shit ton of range. I'm far enough away that I can just spam safely. Get too close and ouchies. No, I say it's all the bells, let it be known, I didn't do the damage, I just interrupted the odd attack with Wraiths. On to Godfrey. I wasn't that worried about this boss. Truth be told, I hadn't thought long after Malakath. At least Lady Boss Raider is here and she wants to help. We made her Mayor of Limgrave, so she is helping us become Elden Pillow Princess. Truly, she is the service top champion. Now phase 1 is handy as fuck, but once he starts doing the massive AoEs, I can get easily trapped in. Now, we almost beat him first try, but Hora lost my love when he wouldn't let me not get grabbed. You think you know someone. I get grabbed again second attempt. Hora likes to grab me, but I Hora loathe it. Third time's the charm, yeah? I stay in closer. If I get too far away from Lady Boss Raider, she tends to lose aggro and walk towards me. This time the three of us keep our composure, which translates roughly to I don't get grabbed, and we win. So the next boss isn't one for Executor, no matter how cunty, and we still got a respec. Maybe cunty Executor can help us finally beat Renala. No, stop, hit her. Hit the big one. Hit the big one with the egg. Please. Oh my god, why does this keep happening? Finally gets his shit together and we can start phase 2. So this was never going to be a hard fight, but she is so easily stance broken. I don't think I've ever broken her stance before. I know you can, obviously here, but yeah, that's crazy. We can finally respec and meet our final teammate of the run. Undertaker?
Never turn a statement into a question. I'm pretty sure I don't do that. Damn it.
It's time to fight Radagon, and you bet he's rad as hell and soon gone. If that makes sense. The ever faithful Undertaker is rocking her hammer and Radagon can't keep up. So during this Elden Beast run, Undertaker got knocked off her horse and stun locked. I don't have the damage to finish this, so more to the point, I don't have enough FP. Let's start this again. Radagon gone and went as well as before. The bell maintains the stance pressure, so Undertaker gets off consistent stance pressure. This time we rally the Elden Beast. I almost get destroyed for being on a horse, and the Undertaker deals most of the damage, obviously. It's a long fight by the nature of the Elden Beast, and I'm sure it's exciting from her perspective, but from mine I'm just ringing a bell. But that's how it starts, and that's how it ends. Undertaker backs off so we can finish off Elden Ring with a ring. And by that I don't just mean a bell, I mean a wedding. We marry Marika while Undertaker officiates.
I do.
Do you,
Marika,
take out
scholar.
to be your lawful wedded husband?
I have no choice. That counts.
We become Elden Lord, and on our throne, the Greater Will blesses us with an extra pair of legs. All the better to sit on our pillow with. Yeah, so obviously the last few minutes have been a bit... We didn't do it, not really, but that's fine. Even if those fights didn't count, I had fun playing Elden Ring with my friend.
What a sad brag.
Okay, thank you. Now, just a brief rundown of the bell. Even though it is very, very shit, I still fucking love it. It has utility, and it's more of a hindrance than you think it is to use, but yeah, it's really fun. Also, I never get to use Spirit Ashes. I generally don't like them. I like the idea of them, but I don't like playing with them. They mess with the enemy AI a lot, and I just don't find them very fun. But now, I not only got to use a few, but I actually got to enjoy using them as well. Though I think I'll stop being a pillow princess for now. I'm Evil Phil, thanks for watching, talk to ya.